All right, everybody. So the age-old question right now that's going to be asked about this gun is how does it actually shoot? So the M9A3 is kind of an interesting gun. And what I mean by that is that initially when I shot this gun, I didn't really know what to expect. I've never had any experience at all with the M9 series. I've never owned or shot one of these guns before. And I mean, overall, the gun actually shot much better than I ever thought it would. And what I mean by that is initially when I was shooting, and you'll see as the target comes back at some point here, that the groupings are all over the place. The double action is something I had to get used to, obviously, and I wasn't shooting it in half-cocked or even in single action first. I was actually decocking completely and then shooting it in double action as a first shot, and I watched those get pulled all over the place. And then, of course, trying to adjust to where the actual gun was pointing and then hitting was also another treat initially. Now, of course, I didn't expect to be an ace on this gun right away. However, I did definitely expect to shoot better than what I saw I was doing. So I had to go back to the basics. I had to readjust my grip. I had to readjust where I was targeting with my sight picture. So these were kind of the learning curves of this handgun. And not to mention the smooth action on this gun was it was different. It was different feeling. You know, sometimes you feel a little bit of recoil or something, even in the lightest of shooters. But this gun, there was very, very little recoil. And again, as you see the target coming up, it's just all over the place at this point. Now, with the next grouping, as I kind of took my time, kind of readjusted what I need to, I started seeing the groupings actually get tighter. And, you know, that's always the exciting part of shooting. And I think a lot of people, you know, when they make these videos, they always edit it with the fast shooting. And, you know, it's kind of interesting because you never really see the target. You always see their hands, and they're wearing sunglasses, and they kind of look really cool. But at the same time, I mean, I want to see what their groupings are. I want to see how they're shooting, because for me, it's good to know that I'm not the only one who sometimes has to struggle and then readjust as I'm going through the motions with the shooting portion of this. Now, with this target, what's happening is I'm shooting a little bit quicker, a little bit faster, and I am noticing that the actual groups are getting better. They're actually getting closer in regards to where I need them to be. And for me, as a shooter, I think that's always a good thing. One of the other things that I also found was that for some reason, the slide wasn't actually locking back all the way. I'm not sure what that was. I kept repositioning my thumb, making sure I wasn't hitting the slide lock at all. And I'm not sure what it was. So it didn't happen all the time. It definitely happened. And even in this round, you can see I'm going a little bit quicker, just trying to get more accurate with my shooting, but also trying to pick up the pace a little bit. Because I don't want to shoot, you know, one round every 2 seconds. I want to get a little bit more of a cadence and a rapid pace. And as you can hear me say, I'm kind of getting more used to the sight picture, and you can see right in the picture there or in the video. Now with this target again, things are improving. It was actually a really nice day to shoot because, as you can see, I was really the only guy in that entire place. So I didn't have to rush. I didn't have to feel like people were watching me or looking over my shoulder, so to speak. So I was able to take my time and really just learn this gun. And I have to say that one of the things about this gun that I truly enjoyed was the challenge of relearning a handgun. Again, this is the first time I ever shot a gun like this, and I really enjoyed that. I enjoyed the challenge of it. The idea that not every gun is going to be the same. They're not always going to feel the same, nor are they ever going to shoot the same. And in this case, I have to say that was what I really enjoyed about the M9A3. Now, the groupings on this target are getting tighter. Now, unfortunately, in regards to, you know, shooting these videos, sometimes you don't always get the best of video quality. So what you're going to see here in about a second is my camera going crazy because I didn't have it on a tripod. I actually had it up against my bag, and in this case, it was my cell phone. So what you're going to see here is as I begin to shoot the next magazine, my camera decides to go right up to the ceiling, as you see. So, you know, for a couple of seconds here, you're going to see some smoke and you're going to hear some gunshots, but not really see much of anything else. Now, of course, when the shooting is over, I realize my camera is looking up, and here's my reaction.
Shit.
And there you go. So the camera is immediately fixed, and as you guys can see right there, I now have it centered where it needed to be. And as the target comes back, man, I got to say, extremely pleased with what I was seeing. And again, this gun is a shooter. There is no doubt about it. Now, in the last part of this, what you're going to see is a little bit more accuracy. And I use that term loosely because this isn't the most accurate I'm sure this gun can be, especially in the hands of a better shooter. However, towards the end of the day, I wanted to see if I could keep these groups a little bit closer on a smaller target and just see where it was going. And again, like I said, the success of owning a gun like this is to really just put the time and effort. And again, you're going to see my camera go up to the ceiling for a couple of seconds there. Whoops. But nonetheless, like I said, guys, when you're shooting these guns, There's a lot of challenge to them, but there's also a lot of reward, especially when you begin to learn it. And me personally, I'm a huge fan of the M9A3. I'm a huge fan of Beretta right now. And as you can see, the targets are grouping much tighter. And here's a picture that proves that. So thanks, guys. And let's go back to the table. All right, guys. So what are my overall thoughts of the M9A3? First off, extremely pleased with the handgun. I have been nothing but impressed with the quality of the manufacturing, with the fit and finish of the handgun, the way the gun actually operates, and the smoothness of the actual action on the slide. So with that, at the end of the day, you know, there's no way for me to convince you that this is the best gun of your for a choice for you. For me, this was just something different. It was something new. I've never owned one of these Berettas before. And so when I was looking around, I definitely wanted to make sure that whatever Beretta I was looking for was going to be something that I'd want to keep, especially at the price point, and especially for the investment that this was actually a part of. Now, ultimately, you know, the magazines worked flawlessly. The gun, the trigger is just really nice. I'm not a big fan of the whole safety thing, but that's going to change at some point. I'll make it into a G mode. And I mean, overall, the shooting just got better as the day went on. Initially, I got a little nervous, like I said, but as the shooting did go on, the gun was fantastic. Overall, fantastic quality. Great job with this gun. If you're looking for a good kind of a collector's slash usable handgun, I think the M9A3 would be a great choice. Again, this is the FDE model. They have plenty of different colors out there, so I would highly look at one, especially if you've been on the fence about getting one of these handguns. To me, this is a no-brainer. To me, this is one that should be in everyone's collection. Whether or not you like the 92 series type of handgun, I think ultimately fit and finish quality, shooting experience, everything was definitely on par with some of the top tier handguns that are out there. So again, I'd love to hear what you guys have to say about the Berettas, especially the M9A3 if you have any experience with them. And again, I appreciate any response that you guys give, as long as it's positive and we can have a good conversation about what your experiences have been with this particular model. Again, I hope you guys have a great night. I hope you stay safe. And as always, everyone, freedom is never free.